afternoon, Mr. Collin. My name is Karen. I'm your CNA for the day, and we're here to take you for a walk. Before we get started, I'm going to close the door for your privacy and wash my hands. Anytime you get a client out of the bed, you always want to make sure the bed is locked and in the lowest position. The bed is locked and is in the lowest position. Then what I want to do is we're going to sit up, Corey, but I need to assist you to that sitting position. Go ahead and bring your legs around, come out to the edge of the bed, and make sure those feet are flat on the floor. Now, while I'm getting the transfer belt, which will be located on the table the day of exam, I'll ask the candidate to go ahead and put their shoes on. Please go ahead and put your shoes on. Try to get an idea of how large the waist is and adjust your belt accordingly. All right, go ahead and lift your arms up for me. When you put the belt on, you want to ensure that it's snug enough that all that can fit is your fingers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure the belt with upward grasp of both hands. Mr. Collin, on the count of 3, we're going to stand, and then we'll stand straight up. While facing the client, stand on 3. 1, 2, 3. You'll then want to position yourself to one side and slightly behind the candidate to walk a distance of 10 feet. Okay, you go ahead and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we can return to the bed. Again, be sure that you are holding the gait belt the entire time with upward grasp. Okay, I'll go ahead and get you to sit back down. I'm going to go ahead and remove the transfer belt. Here's your call light. If you need anything, let me know. And wash my hands. On this skill, the automatic failure is not assisting the client to a sitting position, not ensuring that their feet are flat on the floor, and not ensuring that they have shoes on before you begin the ambulation. That completes ambulating with a transfer belt. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Collin. I'm Karen. I'm your CNA for the day. We need to go ahead and turn you on your side. Before we get started, let me close the door for your privacy and get my hands washed. I'm going to need 3 additional pillows, which will be on top of the cabinet the day of the exam. I suggest you go ahead and take them and move them to the bedside table. Then we will need to lower the head of the bed. The left lower button lowers the head of the bed. Then I'm going to raise the rail on the side at which I want my candidate to turn. Once the rail is up, I'm going to assist my candidate to turn. If you'll turn towards me, Mr. Collin. Once they're turned on their side, you want to adjust the head pillow in the correct position. You want to make sure that they did not lay on the arm on the left side. And then you're going to take one pillow, place it underneath the upper arm for support, a second pillow, and place it between the knee and ankle to provide support. And the last pillow goes behind the back. Go ahead and bend the pillow. Have your resident come slightly towards you, stuff the pillow in place, and then let them rest back on the pillow. If that happens during the exam, just have your resident come back forward, bend the pillow again, stuff it, and let them lay back on the pillow. All right, here's your call light. If you need anything, let me know, and wash hands. There's no automatic failure for positioning on side in the bed. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Collin. I'm Karen. I'm going to be your CNA for today. We're here to get you in the wheelchair. Before we get started, I'm going to close the door for your privacy, and I'm going to get my hands washed. The wheelchair will be parked here on the day of the exam. Go ahead and position your wheelchair at the foot of the bed, facing the head of the bed, and you want to get it very close to the bed. Once you're in position, go ahead and make sure the bed is locked, and go ahead and lock your wheelchair at that time. Take the footrest and bring them up before you start. And once you're sure that your equipment is ready, you will need to assist your client to a sitting position. All right, Mr. Collin, let me assist you to sitting up. And as you sit up, if you'll scoot to the edge and make sure your feet are flat on the floor for me. And while I'm getting your belt, which will be located here on the day of the exam, can I please get you to put your shoes on? As the client is putting their shoes on, go ahead and get a rough idea of about the size you want for your belt. Then you go ahead and put the belt on. Just raise your arms there. Again, make sure the belt is secure and snug over the clothing. And again, I want just enough room for my fingers to go under the belt. While facing the client, we're going to give them instructions. On the count of 3, we're going to stand with upward grasp of the belt. We're going to stand on 3. 1, 2, 3, stand. Okay, now I'd like for you to turn and just back into the wheelchair until you feel your legs hit the seat, and then we're going to go straight back and ensure that your buttocks is on the back of the chair. And then want to go ahead and remove the transfer belt, put the footrest down, and go ahead and have your client put the feet on the footrest. Then I want to make sure that the client has their signal device and wash my hands. On this skill, the automatic failure is not locking the wheelchair and not assisting the client to a sitting position, ensuring their feet are flat on the floor. That completes transfer to a wheelchair with the gait belt.